there. So yeah, for the people who have joined us, thank you. We're just here to learn a little bit more about the Growing Opportunities program through CAHRC. So I will let you folks take it away.
Thank you, Caitlin, for arranging this, for inviting the participants, and I'm happy to see all of you join today and your interest in the SWIP project. So I am Nadi, and I am the program manager for the Agri-Talent program at CAHRC. Under the Agri-Talent program, we have a project where we are providing subsidy to employers for hiring post-secondary students, and this is funded by the Government of Canada. So this project is running from September till March. So this is a pilot phase of this project where we are, on behalf of the Government of Canada, providing funds to agriculture employers only. And by agriculture employers, we do not mean primary producers only, but anyone related to the agriculture field, starting from retailing to research, agtech, education institutions. Anyone supporting this industry is eligible to get a funding under this program. And today I would like to take you through this process, the application process for this, because I know that when we talk about this program, and it sometimes is daunting thinking of the amount of paperwork that usually follows this kind of a program, but to make life easier for us and also the employers, so the funder has this time made it compulsory that we use a platform called Outcome Campus Connect for the application process. And many of the employers have never used this platform before, for which we think that this webinar today will be helpful. So I will start sharing my screen and we'll go through a short presentation. So the wage subsidy program we are calling Growing Opportunities, because the whole aim of this project is to provide opportunities to young minds or post-secondary students to identify the opportunities in this sector, and through work integrated learning find their place in this industry, so that once they move forward and graduate, they know that there are options in this industry that are ready for them. And we have always been hearing of the workforce shortage in this industry, and this is just a small initiative to see how we can attract more workforce into the industry and reduce this gap between the demanded positions and the applications. So what is work integrated learning in terms of this project, or how this project defines work integrated learning? I think this is one of the most common questions that we receive. And here I would like to clarify that for us, work integrated learning includes any work opportunity provided to a student, post-secondary student, and it could be part-time or full-time. It could be a structured work arrangement for a long period of time, or it could be just a one-off project-based work where a student works for an organization for a short period of time, and during that they have one objective to fulfill, such as, say, installation of a software or helping with one particular on-site task. It could be anything. We are very open in terms of what we are considering as work integrated learning. And also capstone projects, internships, anything is acceptable as long as it is tied to the students' graduating requirement or their curriculum. Then who can apply? I was just mentioning that we have tried to keep the window quite open for all sectors that is related to agriculture. So initially, the idea would be that it would be farmers only, or livestock growers, but no, it's not that. We have universities and colleges applying for funding who have hired students to do research, to look at their on-site farms for fish growing, aquaculture, horticulture. New startups have also been interested in this program. Non-profit organizations, So they have been non-profit organizations and supporting the industry have also benefited through this program, and they have hired students for fall and winter. And so I don't know, many of you may have already hired students, but for many employers, this is a new step and they are unsure if hiring students is the right way. So yeah, we would like to re-emphasize how this, bringing students brings in new ideas, fresh ideas, and creates a bridge between the education institutions and the industry, so that they talk to each other more often. And then when there are skill requirements, specific skill requirements, there is already that established network. So if you want to hire a student, or if you just want to apply for a funding through this program, you have to go through a link called magnet.whoplusyou.com/lp/carg.ccrha. So this link will be provided to you in the chat box. And once you go to that link, this is what you will see. This landing page is what is going to be your first step. Here you have to sign up, or you can already sign in if you have already used this before. So for most employers, it is a sign up process, and therefore you have to click on the create an account button given here in red, circled here in red, and then you move on to the next step. So here you are creating an account as an employer because you want to post a job or apply for a funding. So please select employer and move on to the next level. At the next step, this is providing organizational information. These are the information that is going to be with us and with the Government of Canada, and this will be just for the tracking purpose of which organization is hiring students, etc. So after you are done filling in this information, there are a few more steps. As you scroll down, I do not have a screenshot for this here, and then there you will get a sign up button, and you can hit that, and you have already created an account for yourself. Now in the email address that you have provided in the last step, you will be getting an email, which would be an activation email. So you have to open that email and click on activate account to proceed. Now, the activated account looks something like the screenshot below. This is your dashboard now, where you will be able to see everything that you do, like posting a job. If your job posting has applications, if there is any communication, everything will be here on this platform. So now you are just beginning this process, and you have to hit apply now to go into the application process. As I was mentioning before, when you go into the application process, you have two options. Number one is create a job posting and then apply for funding. Now, this is when you do not already have a student hired and are looking to hire a student from the pool of around 1 million students who are there registered on the Outcome Campus Connect platform. And if you have already hired a student outside this platform and you just want to go ahead with the funding application, you have to select the second option, which is continuing with apply for funding. Now, assuming here for the moment that we want to create a new posting. So we'll choose the first option and then and rather than the second option, right? So when we have selected create a new posting, we are now getting into the job posting details. Here, we will be providing all the details about the job posting, like what type of an opportunity are you creating? So there are different options. So you can choose from whether it's a summer job. So for us, it wouldn't be a summer job because they're only providing for fall and winter. So it could be part-time, volunteer, internship, anything, entrepreneurship. There are more options as you scroll down. You can choose any one that fits you best. Then you have to choose a term for which you are hiring. So for us, we can only offer the funding for fall and winter, which is fall 2021 and winter 2022. So you have to choose either one of them. And then this is where you are really trying to take benefit of using this platform, and you can choose which students you want to see this post, right? So say you are going to post for a job in accounting, for an accountant. So you can choose business, finance, management, and administration so that only students with this business background will be able to see your job posting. If it's something related to agriculture, you can select the first option, and then you can only students with an ag background will be able to see this. And then there are many more options even for engineering and technology. So maybe you want an engineer to look into the machineries at your organization, so you can also choose that. So once you have chosen one of the areas of concentration, you can further customize by choosing which major you want to choose the students from. If you have chosen agriculture, animal related practices, there are subcategories to choose from, like agricultural science, agronomy, biotechnology, veterinary science, and so much more. So you can further customize this search, or you can also keep it open so that you have a wider applicant pool. So now that you have chosen which area of students you want them from, now you can also select the schools. So you can select schools from in your region if this is like an on the site job, or if it's a remote job, you can select all schools, and that's totally up to you. Then you would be given an option called, do you want your opportunities to the open network? So this open network means that students who are not registered with any post-secondary institution can also see this. These are individual registrants, and they can be anyone starting from recent graduate to someone who is not a recent graduate. So this makes your pool much more wider, but I would recommend not opening up to open network, because then you cannot filter in some of the requirements for this program, like they cannot be graduates, etc. And so this would be on you to manually or go through each application to see if they really fit into this program. So rather not keep this open. Next, this is the most important step I'll see, where you would be giving all the details about the job. So it includes, when does the job start, what is the end date, what is the salary, how many hours they are expected to work, where is the workplace located. And so this is all the information that the students are going to see. And so therefore you might want to be careful about what information you put in. Job description, qualifications, everything all that you see in a job posting, or that you want students to see in the job posting, is going to be here. Next, you have this section where it says, tell us about yourself. Now, this information is about the person posting the job. So it includes who your organizational title, your name, and some of your contact details. But don't worry, this information is not being opened up to the students. They will not be able to see this information or get in touch with you directly. This is just for us. And also, if the institution from which the student belongs wants to maybe do a background check, wants to see where the student is working, they can get in touch with you using this information. Next is this option is optional, where this project really wants to see underrepresented groups being a part of this initiative. We want students from different Indigenous students, newcomers to Canada, students with disabilities, visible minority, women in STEM, first students to be a part of this program. And so if you also want to show your support to these groups, you can select any or all of these options, and that would also encourage them to apply when they see that you are open to these underrepresented groups. So now you're done filling in your job posting. Now here we are again. This is your final step, where we ask you to verify that you are in the right place, you belong to the industry, and that you are want to be eligible for up to $7,500 of wage subsidy, or 75% of the total wages paid to a student for their work placement in fall or in winter. So if you think you're eligible and you want that you want to apply for the CAHRC funding, please, you can click on next, and you'll be taken to the next step. So now you are taken to a next step where you can apply for a funding. Now you can apply for a funding, or you cannot. You can wait for application of funding until you find a student. So it is totally up to you. But say you want to go ahead and apply for the funding at one go. So this is your next step, where you choose that you have chosen CAHRC as the delivery partner. You click on next and you select the placement term. So we are able to provide subsidy for only one placement for a student. So it will be either fall or winter. And in fall or winter, so anyways, there is a maximum of $7,500. So maybe you would be exhausting it within the 3 months anyways. Next, you have the terms and conditions in front of you. This sketches out all the eligibility conditions, what makes a student eligible for this, what makes an eligible employer eligible for this program, and what constitutes the placements. So this is something you should go through carefully before you proceed for the funding application. Next, again, we have some requirement for you for the organizational details, and these are going to be reviewed when we review the funding application. So here, simple details like organization name, website, like what kind of organization type it is. Then you are asked to fill in details about the placement for which you are applying for the funding. So what kind of placement it is, what the job title is, what constitutes the role, etc. Next, so just like before, you have to choose the placement type. So there is a long drop-down list you can choose from, and whichever makes sense to you, you can choose any one of them. Then next step here, you are asked if you have already hired a student. So if you have not hired a student, just leave it like this, and you can move on to the next level. If you have already hired a student and you're just applying for the funding, then please click on this red area, and this would tell us that you have already hired a student, and we'll then proceed with the next step of verifying student information from you. At this point, there is no requirement of what documents you need to upload here, but if you think there's anything relevant that would help your application, please feel free to upload that here. And say you have already hired a student, so you can just upload the proof of enrollment of the student here so that we know that, and we can verify all those details and get back to you earlier. Final step would be reviewing all the information that you have put in for the application process. And once you are happy with what you have posted, just click on finish, and here goes your application. So even after application is gone, when you're taking back to the your dashboard, there is this connect button, which means that if you have any questions, if you have any confusions, just click on connect, and you will be sending an email directly to me. And I could help you with any application, I think any bottlenecks that you may face. Once you are done with the job posting application posting, if you have one or more, whatever, you can always check the status of your application. So pending means that we have not taken a decision on you. It's still waiting to be reviewed. If it's in the processing stage, that means that we are already reviewing your application, and we would be communicating with you to maybe ask you to sign an agreement or any other information that we may need from you. You can also go into each of your job postings and see that what you have posted in. If there are, and here you can see a small call out button that would also show if you have received a message from us or not. And you can see the tags change, so you will know where we are in your application process. So here you can see it has changed from pending to processing, which means that there has been a move. So if you need to send a message, as we're saying, you can send it through from this call out button. You can send a message, and we would be happy to answer any question or anything that you have. So we have come to an end to this application process webinar, and now I'm open to any questions that you may have. And thank you again for your time and joining. So any questions that you may have?
Hi, Nadie, it's Brian here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi, Brian.
Is this program have other partners, I guess, that are out there promoting it as well? I guess I've seen something similar to this through other people.
So yes, we have a lot of industry partners, so they have
Yes.
been promoting this, but for the ag industry, we are the only ones providing this subsidy. But yes, you will often see many other organizations maybe promoting this.
Okay, I guess where I saw it was in the processing industry, so they would be industrial or
Yes,
maybe able to apply under different streams. Okay, no,
yeah.
curious on that. Thank you.
Thanks.
My other question, if you don't mind, is how short can the work term be? I see it can run up to 3 months, well, 4 months, I guess, if you get it in quickly, but can it be for just a couple of weeks or a month?
Even a week. If you even do it for a week and you have a student do a particular project-based work, and then you can apply for that 1 week of the total wages you paid, you can apply for 75% of that.
Can you apply retroactively after you've hired a student?
So the placement should be active beyond September 1st.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Tracy, very common question. So we are hoping we will be able to use this program for summer, but for now we do not have a funding for that approved yet. So we are still waiting to hear from the government. You know, with the election, things have slowed down a bit, but the minister remains the same. So we are hopeful that things will again pick up.
Thank you for that. That was really straightforward the way you explained it. Is it possible, I can see that this is recorded, for us to have a copy of the recording to send out? Perfect.
Definitely. We'll send you this, and we can also send you the presentation as well if you want.
Perfect.
Yeah, Aaron will send it to you maybe, if not today, maybe tomorrow.
Okay, no, that sounds great.
Yeah, so the link for the application process, I think, Tracy, is that what you're looking for? Yeah, let me get that for you right now. So here's the link, and if you want more information or even this link, you can go to our website and it's also available there. So I think we don't have any more questions. So maybe thank you all for joining, and you can get in touch with me over email or anything. So I'll also type in my email address here so that if you need anything, please feel free to get in touch. Thank you so much again for joining, and hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.